Hello, it's Steve Smith here, and I just wanted to share with you some information about the book I've just published, which is here, called Thinking About Language Teaching, Volume 1. Let me tell you the background to this. It was during the summer holidays. I'd been thinking for some time about putting together an anthology of blog posts that I've written since about 2012. When I started looking into the list of all the blogs I'd written, it turns out I've done something like 1,600 blogs over the years. And I thought, well, if I could put together uh, posts for language teachers that were organized thematically around topics such as grammar, vocabulary, methods, listening, speaking, cognitive science, and so on, it would be a useful book, a useful compendium of language teaching thoughts. I wanted to call it Thinking About Language Teaching because it has a sort of double meaning. It's my thinking about language teaching over the years, and it also reflects other people's thinking about language teaching. Now, what has research told us about language teaching? What sort of ideas have other teachers shared, and so on? So, within quite a short time, I put together something like 300 pages worth of blog posts organized by these themes. And in fact, I discovered that there was so much material that I could mine from the blog that there's actually a second volume going to come out in a couple of months. It's already written and I'll release it soon. So let me tell you what's in the chapters. I'll just read from the contents page. So in the section called Second Language Learning Theory, I've got a sort of brief history of the conscious and unconscious language learning based on the MA I did back in the 1980s. Then in the section on methods, I've got a series about the myth of method, the death of method, and the eclectic approach to language teaching, which has certainly been something that's influenced me over the years. And there are more. There's a section on why the EPI methodology of Gianfranco Conti has become so popular at the moment. I've got 11 separate posts on listening, for example, Penny Ehr's listening tips, instant lesson plans for listening, spot the difference listening, teaching advanced level listening, texts, and so on and so on. Then I've got sections on speaking, reading, writing, lesson planning, vocabulary, grammar and lexicogrammar, cognitive science, motivation, teaching advanced level students, culture, classroom pedagogy, and curriculum. There's actually an awful lot of material, and once I put it together, it does form a pretty coherent handbook about language teaching generally, but with perhaps a more personal tone than you might find in a typical book because these were blogs and I didn't really want to over edit them, so I very lightly edited here and there where I thought it was necessary, but essentially I'm reproducing what was there in the original posts on my Language Teacher Toolkit blog. I've also added extra commentary just to sort of put each blog post into context and give further reflections on the blog since I wrote it. So that's my book. I think it's an interesting sort of volume, and I hope that we'll get some people who like to read it. All the best. Cheers.